And you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio. And you're listening to Massive Wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby from Monday. Stay tuned.
Starting out, I just wanted to be the greatest. See my mama creep going through these faces. Ghetto stage, do my dance, make the crowd crazy. Then go backstage and I'm watching all these clout nigga faces. Thought you was a real nigga, thought you had it down for your people, you a bitch nigga, man. I know these niggas' names and where they live, and I swear they God, take it home now in the Shago Kwamniti. I just wanted to rap, I just wanted to tour the whole world with my squad. I just wanted to buy a few houses for my moms. I just wanted to be an inspiration to the masses. Na leo chipana kwa wiki ndo ni harness. Na leo sipi kanja lakini chest iko damage. Na leo kupana mambo baki na mama kijana. Na leo hapo ndo kuwa sapa leo ndani. Na leo kibona stima kwa kanya. Soka shuki kwa wote wadi kiseri. Show me kubi so wise. Na cheza hide and seek to my teams. You are the area. Real G's moving silence. You see me in the streets, the bigger like Christopher Wallace. I've been on this game for a long time. You can never take my shit for granted. You can never ever make a nigga see the same vision that you ain't. No. Fuck loyalty and respect. The only time we break bread's when you prove to me you won't tell. Lose sleep, sink ships, such an hotel. These are some of the lessons I had to learn the hard way. Like the art of being alone, deep in your thoughts. Had to realign my purpose, kubadilisha passage. Now I'm stacking up the stocks, trying to be a boss. I realized that
maybe I've been shaking the wrong hands.
All these niggas switching up and changing the program. Really, I was truly thinking that we would hold hands. Smashing our goals so we could all be our own man. The off man, with the house of peace and peace, there is a off man. I got relics of the past, we have a back in the low. And I'm ready if you ready, if you smart, then let's go. I was a skinny nigga, rapping, feeling more like let's go. Hitting while your cousins text to me like let's go. And fix the blue, I want you on red, get it. The fast special me to see my sonic.
Every time I grab a book, I quit the most high.
Got my niggas in the close by. Let the green level up, got me feeling like I'm hope high. Got me feeling like I'm hope high. Every time I grab a book, I quit with the most high. Got my niggas in the close by.
Then you're tuning into the Black Fire Radio. And you're listening to
is the mother Evan Messenger. Yes, family karibuni sana. I hope you guys are doing great. Good afternoon, all the way from the 254. It is exactly 44 minutes past the top of the hour. And good morning to all our amazing diaspora family and to everyone who's listening to me on all the rest of our platforms. Karibuni sana. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday so far. Mine is fantastic. I can't complain. A quick shout out to K. Williams. I see you in the building. Shout out to Mijanwa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Mia. Karibu sana. Shout out to also people on TikTok. I see Samuel. Hi to you too. Hope you're doing amazing. Shout out to the White Gang. Shout out to Wachuma. Shout out to the 6th. I hope you guys are doing great and welcome to the Black Fire Network radio station. This is the media of the 21st century and my name is Joby and you're listening to the Pan-African Bliss Show. And of course, a quick shout out to everyone once again live with me on the radio station. And in case you're wondering how you can literally get to join us officially, rather find our radio station. We are on the Google Play Store. To all the amazing Android users, this is for you. Kindly just go search for the Black Fire Network app and you'll be able to find us right there. We have amazing shows running from morning till late night, and of course, which also the app gives you the chance, rather, takes you all the way to the website, and which we have amazing things right there on our website. We get to stream live. That is on our show page. Like right now, I'm live. So in case you're really interested to check out how the app works, just download the app, go to the show page. I'm live right there, and you can comment literally via the chat page. And you can also purchase some amazing merchandise with us that is on the Black Fire Network apparel store. And also check out the Black Potfire Network store, where you can find out amazing gift and crafts. We have luggages and suitcases, and I promise you won't regret literally purchasing with us, because we are literally having an affordable merchandise and amazing things right there. And also on our social page, you get to literally share amazing links of anything that you find is informative, maybe new news happening, affecting us as African people globally, wherever you are. Do get to share with us there on the social page. Once again, my name is Joby, and today we shall be having a very good discussion, which comes with racism. And this, I've seen this quite a lot. It's just so recently we were talking about Zambia. The two women who I remember I saw the video, and even Keith had shared with me that earlier, where we saw these two Zambia or Zimbabwe, I think it's Zambian women who came out and complained about the increasing issues of them paying that is the embassies, let's say the US embassies, money to get them visas, but they end up being told that, hey, you're not eligible, you're not actually, it doesn't belong to such people like you. So this is actually happening. Some Nigerian footballers who are actually juniors, and they have been denied visas to go play in Spain. And I'll be discussing about that. We've discussed about sports, where we've seen our very own people being booed, being thrown bananas at. We've shared so many videos right here, racism being thrown at them. So what does this tell us as African people? And why is it that we always have to look outside? Because when you talk about leadership, which I have an amazing video to share here, coming from Senegal, and what Senegal really intends to do, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, what they have been trying to do. When you talk about leadership, I believe when you talk about sports, entertainment, Africa, we have it, but it's so sad to see that our dreams are always sold out, and we've been made to believe that it's a must we go outside where we're really not needed, and you end up being like a P. Diddy, and all that. But that is our major conversation, so stick till the end of the conversation. I'll be also talking about the Kenyan floods, which you can see, that was yesterday. Demora was reporting about this, where we had 47 passengers, actually 50 passengers, who were swept away by floods, and they were saved in a very horrific way. And I want to discuss about the money that Kenya did put aside, which is billions, for the motorboats. Where did it go? Because on this other end, I see that Ruto has actually declared that we need finances, to hold religion. Let me get to read the facts correctly. Something to do with religion, but this is so crazy. This is so insane to see where Africa is really headed at. I see that Ruto has actually said that they need money set aside for evangelism, because most of the people have not been, the word of God has not gotten to them. So they need to spread evangelism, and this requires funds. So karibuni sana, much more coming also from Togo, and also much more coming from other countries of Africa. This is the Pan-African Bliss. Shout out to Keith in the building. I see you saying that was Namibia. Thank you so much for correcting. And I also see K. William says that please do not try to sing. You will not actually kill my dreams, okay? You will not. You'll not dim my light like that. But Karibu Sana, also Kid says, because you worship white people, that's why. Well, speaking of white people, we have a lot to talk about. So welcome to the Pan-African Bliss Show. And of course, I began with an amazing jam with our very own dear, amazing host right here, HR the Messenger. That was game time too. Hope you guys did enjoy that. And I'm getting back to one more jam. This is still by him, Guantana. And I hope you guys get to enjoy. And I'll be coming back with the quote of the day and much more news and updates and what is happening across the African continent.
Bitiki kami ni madara, bitiki kami ni massacre. Kachumbari tena masala, kami ni pakula, tuna chafu ni funny clown. Now you cut it up and down, you gonna get the pussy now. All you rappers funny, just to push around like the shiny crown. Never dumb me down for the public. I keep it 100, I've been a G, took ABCs. Homie, please take the emphasis. Get to know what the difference is between you and I am devilish. I just kick it with my fellowship. I know you really feel that melody. All my women got that melanin. I just really get a better deal. You black keys with a membership. Outside, boy, fellowship. Allah. I'm just really getting fed up. This whole game is a setup.
Shout out to Jaboya in the building. Karibu sana.
Jina machizi
For those who are with me on TikTok, kindly tap the screen, follow the host. This is your first time right here, and welcome to the Blackout Fire Network. If you relate to the conversation and that you'd love to join, Karibu sana, do request to join in as a guest, and welcome to today's conversation. For those who are also with us on StreamYard, in case you really want to tune in into the conversation, Karibu sana.
Super kitisha kibanana.
Kesha palo tawacha na hapa shada tunavuta zikifuatana wasupa wakuje mapacha na squeeze nasikia wanapenda kulambana ama zangu zimeshika zimekwanta na rap kipaji karia ni hasala alaki timiza ni mashallah ni mnaona giza tuna sini mambuzi yini ng'ombe yenyewe ndo nimetoka rimandi juzi nataka shore nitoe nyege msupa mduli.
Yes, and welcome back to the Pan-African Bliss Show. That is HR the Messenger featuring Scam Cardinali, and the name of the jam is Guantana. And of course, kindly go check on our brother's YouTube channel. Trust me, he's really, really amazing, really talented. You know, subscribe and check out every time he releases amazing or drops new hits. But my quote of today is Wednesday will either make you or break you. You are either on the upward trend or the downward slide of the end of the week. Give it all you got. This is Wednesday. That is my quote of today. And I hope you stay blessed. And of course, Karibuni sana once again. 8 minutes to 2 p.m. Today we started so late. My internet guy is really messing me up. But the internet is back. And I also had a few things to do. But regardless, I'm glad to be here. And thank you to everyone who's right here with us. Like K. Williams. Shout out to Jaboya on TikTok. Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Mr. Jiba Jaba. Also who's with us. I see he says hi. Hi to you too. I hope you are doing amazing. You're also saying that, yep, HR is cool. He's really talented. But anyway, Karibuni sana. As we get started with today's conversation, I don't know where I should start. But I think I should start with something positive, which is a video. Since today we do get to do Wednesday lockdown sessions. And, do get to share videos most now and then. But I want to start with this, which comes with a positive and a negative reflection. You talk about African leadership and what they value most. We've seen that was in 2022, where we had Uhuru Kenyatta being exposed for owning so many offshores outside the continent of Africa, and the Pandora Papers crisis. But none of this was literally ever discussed. That case, till to date, nobody gets to discuss about it. Nobody is following, anything to do with it, because it's the Uhurus. I think there's something else also we keep on talking about when it comes to the African puppets, who we see every single day. Their net worth will keep on increasing. What is the reason? What have they done to actually acquire or have all this net worth that they are given? Perfect example again is the Kenyattas. I mean, look at Kenya today. Again, we have Kagame. We've been talking about whose net worth is going crazy, of course, because he just shook hands with the Israel president. What do you expect? Much more to come. We're gonna see it eating even probably past from what it is. But I have this video I want to share, and we've been seeing since Senegal selected president. I don't know, Keith, where you saw the article where he did respond back to the judge junta asking him to join the Alliance Sahel state. I've not seen that yet personally. I'm yet to see that, but we saw that he was requested, and of course, him being the young current leader amongst the other puppets, under the other puppets, because I still don't know which side he picks. We saw ECOWAS CEO, chairman, whatever he stands for, that is Tinubu. He was there, and he did actually attend the inauguration. And this is actually where because we saw Niger trying to talk to the Moye Faye, and also ECOWAS showing up during his inauguration. So there's a battle between these two, the fake democracy and the true democracy. But this video has, I think it was either synced in an AI voice, but I loved the pitch of it. So let me share it.
It's widely known that many older African leaders have not been successful in their roles. These leaders,
I really hope my internet is behaving, so let me try check on my end.
often seen as weak, greedy, and self-serving, tend to forget that they are meant to serve the people once they attain power. They lack accountability.
They don't forget they're not meant to serve the people. Let's start by that. We just got to be honest. Like, they don't forget. They know what come on. Why do we have political rallies, number one? And did we ever ask ourselves why Magufuli did not allow political rallies? But let's not go back there. Why do they always have political rallies? Trying to encourage people, I'm going to bring change, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change this, literally giving us fake manifestos which you're not going to adhere to. From the word go, you're not going to adhere to. But because the mass lives, and that is how you've refused to change the system of education from leadership to leadership, where the mass will keep on living by hope. That is why it is so easy for you to go outside there, hold political rallies with a couple of bands of fake notes being printed from nothing, and convince people, hey, just take these $5. I know you need it today. Get yourself your kid, ugali, and they talk with so much kindness when they come to the ghetto. Oh my God, they talk with so much kindness. Like, you're gonna buy this for real. Just take this $6. I know you need ugali flour. Buy your kid a milk. Don't even worry about that. They call their bouncers. Well, Murume, bring that box of milk, give to this mama. And that's how you literally manipulated mentally and go show up on the poll. And which, again, I did say showing up on the poll doesn't make a change. The mass and the media is for propaganda, but they already know who's going to be a leader. So whatever is trying to say, whatever this AI, whoever synced in the words, trying to say that, it's true, they don't want to change, but they already know.
And transparency, which has led to corruption becoming prevalent in African politics. It's no surprise that many African countries feature prominently on the list of the world's most corrupt nations. This situation arises from the fact that Africa is home to politicians who manipulate constitutions for gain, embezzle.
Constitution set by who? Let's start by there. Number one, who set the constitution? Let's go word by word. Who set the constitution? It's not Africans themselves. So this is not working in benefit of Africans because Africans didn't set up the constitution. Let's start with that.
Public funds at the expense of the people, and silence those who expose their wrongdoing. However, there is hope for change as a new generation.
To Kagame, that's what they have been doing to journalists. That's what they have been doing to bloggers. That's what they have been doing to YouTubers. That's what they have been doing to young Africans who are trying to innovate anything that is going to take over power. That is what they do.
Of African leaders is emerging. These leaders are committed to combating corruption and working towards the betterment of their countries. One such leader is Bassirou Diomaye Faye.
I love the way the AI is saying his name. I thought I was worse, but listen, Diomaye Faye, what?
The recently elected president of Senegal and the world's youngest elected president. Faye has made it his distinguish himself from the older generation of African leaders. Unlike many African presidents who come to power through fraud, constitutional manipulation, or suppression of opposition, Faye's election can be considered fair and just. There were no reports of electoral violence or manipulation to secure votes for Faye. Instead, his campaign, led by Ousmane Sonko, successfully attracted support.
Yeah, and do remember that he did select Ousmane Sonko as his prime minister, and Diomaye Faye is a student of Ousmane Sonko. So, and we've been seeing Sonko pushing for so much. There's a video we shared of him, when we're speaking about Africa being for Africans, not for France, not for Asians, not for Chinese, now not for these other races, but for Africans. And we should be the ones dealing with our own problems. So with them working together, I do believe Senegal is going to be heading towards a very good direction. Hoping they collaborate with Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. That is my biggest hope, because that creates a stronger alliance. The more the numbers, the more the strength, the more the power.
Particularly from young Senegalese who were dissatisfied with the outgoing administration. It's worth noting that Faye faced significant time constraints, as he had only 1 week to conduct his campaign after being released from prison, where he had been held for the past 11 months on charges believed to be politically motivated. In a surprising turn of events, Faye emerged victorious, securing 54% of the presidential vote. However, there was something remarkable that caught everyone's attention. Just 2 days before the election, on March 22, 2024, Faye took to his Facebook page and made an unprecedented move in African politics. He publicly disclosed his entire wealth portfolio. This act was truly uncommon in the...
And the current president we've seen also do that, before I continue the video, is the Liberia president as well. If I'm not wrong, with the article we're reading that was last week, we saw that he also did, put public his funds and literally how everything, including his businesses and everything. And he said he's doing this for the sake of the people, which this video explains more.
Realm of African politics. None of the other 18 presidential candidates, including the ruling party's nominee, Amadou Ba, had revealed their wealth. Faye's publication, titled Heritage Declaration of the Candidate, provided a comprehensive list of his assets and liabilities dating back to October 2007. According to the declaration, the newly elected president owned a single house situated on a 200-square-meter plot of land. The property had been constructed between 2017 and 2021, financed partly by Faye's funds and partly through settled loans obtained from the tax union. Additionally, he possessed 2 vehicles.
You guys see my video okay, right? Just let me know. I just want to know from you guys, and I don't want to check on my end. Just let me know if my video is playing okay without any buffering.
A 2012 pre-owned Focus, purchased in 2019 for 6.5 million CFA francs, and a second-hand Ford Explorer Platinum,
thank you,
acquired in 2022 for 19 million CFA francs. Apart from his house and cars, Faye also disclosed the total amount of money held in his bank accounts. The document revealed that as of March 19, 2024, he maintained funds in 2 bank accounts. One account held over 3 million
which
CFA
is very
francs.
rare, which is very rare of so many African presidents. I think if you can remember still with the Pandora cases, and so many African puppets were tagged in that scandal. We know most of our presidents, none of them can, 2 banks, just 2. They have maintained their finances in just 2 bank accounts, just 2. That's a lie. These people have invested in other countries actually. So of course, their money is not in just 1 bank, not in Kenya, not in Nigeria, can never be Tinubu, can never be Ruto. Okay? And we've not seen any of them do this, which is it should be constitutional.
While the other contained over 7 million CFA francs. Furthermore, Faye listed undeveloped properties, including an 80-square-meter plot acquired in 2017, valued at 3 million CFA francs, and a 4.3-hectare agricultural land acquired in 2022, valued at 15 million CFA francs. In the spirit of transparency, Faye also acknowledged his liabilities. He disclosed a 30 million CFA franc loan obtained on September 5, 2022, an 8 million CFA franc loan acquired on August 26, 2022, and a 10 million CFA franc loan from a friend. This display of transparency was truly extraordinary. What's more, Faye's actions were not influenced by the knowledge of his election victory. According to legal requirements, presidential candidates are obligated to declare their assets after winning the election. Hence, Faye had no obligation to disclose his wealth before the election. However, he chose to do so, demonstrating his commitment to transparency and setting himself apart from his predecessors. Furthermore, Faye made a resolute statement by declaring his intention to promptly submit the document to the Constitutional Court as soon as he assumed office. This pledge further solidified his reputation as a leader who prioritizes transparency and accountability. Faye's actions have garnered widespread support from the Senegalese population and Africans at large. This is due to the unfortunate reality that the majority of African leaders tend to withhold the declaration of their assets before assuming office.
True.
Such non-disclosure allows them to exploit their positions for personal gain without facing public scrutiny.
Yep.
A prominent example can be found in Nigeria,
And Kenya. And Kenya.
often referred to as the giant of Africa.
Shout out to Burna Boy.
In Nigeria, the law mandates that public officials declare their assets. However, a significant loophole has allowed many Nigerian politicians to take advantage of the situation. While the law stipulates asset declaration, it does not necessarily require making those declarations public. Consequently, Nigerians are often unable to access these records. A notable incident arose in 2012 when Goodluck Jonathan was Nigeria's president, and the matter of asset declaration surfaced. Surprisingly, President Jonathan responded by stating that public asset declaration was a matter of personal principles. He firmly declared that he would not disclose his assets, regardless of any pressure or criticism he received. This refusal persisted even when the African Union called upon President Jonathan and other African leaders to openly declare their assets and subject their wealth to public scrutiny. In 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari attempted to break the pattern by publicly declaring his assets. However, it was widely acknowledged in Nigeria that this move was made in response to mounting pressure and the need to fulfill a key campaign promise. Even then, the details provided were vague, and throughout his 8-year tenure, comprehensive disclosure remained elusive. It is crucial to note that the issue of politicians refraining from declaring their assets extends beyond Nigeria. This trend has been observed across the African continent over time. While politicians like former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan argue that asset declaration is a matter of personal principle, the reality is that asset declaration serves as a potent political tool in the fight against corruption within the government.
True. And that's how they have managed to literally steal so many funds. And why we keep on asking, hey, you took a loan. What happened to the funds? That is how they managed to, because they don't want to literally precise their assets. Nothing. Not their bank accounts, nothing. We know why now.
Imagine if there were a legal requirement for all politicians, from the president to the lowest-ranking government officials, to publicly declare their assets before assuming power. Without a doubt, this would significantly bolster the anti-corruption campaign. With public asset declarations, citizens would be empowered to monitor the expansion or contraction of public officers' wealth, including that of the president. The ability to track and monitor the wealth of politicians is crucial for anti-corruption efforts in any country. When politicians' true wealth remains undisclosed to the public, it becomes incredibly challenging to identify and investigate suspicious increases in their net worth, which could be the result of illicit activities like bribery or embezzlement of public funds.
Or money laundering.
This lack of transparency allows leaders to leave office richer than when they entered, without facing any legal consequences. Breaking this cycle of corruption is essential for the growth and development of the African continent. Unlike Goodluck Jonathan, who believed that asset declaration should be a matter of personal choice, Senegal's president-elect, Diomaye Faye, recognizes that it should be a legal requirement. Faye understands that leaders should be transparent and accountable to the people they serve. His decision to declare his assets sets a positive example for other African leaders to follow. By publicly disclosing his wealth, Faye provides credibility to his commitment to govern with humility and combat corruption at all levels
to you,
of
Enzo.
government. The people of
Thank you
Senegal
for
have
following the live creator.
chosen to break away from the past by electing Faye as their president. Other African leaders need to emulate his actions and prioritize transparency and accountability. Overall, Faye's decision to publicly declare his assets has significant implications for Senegal and the broader African continent. It reflects a departure from traditional practices and emphasizes the importance of transparency, accountability, and the fight against corruption in the region's governance systems.
Yep. Accountability, underline, that is the most important key there. Accountability. Shout out to UK Williams. I say I'm not exposing nothing. You're gonna wait. I'm not Tinubu. Tinubu is the one who's supposed to do that. Joe Biden, Trump, are they doing that before they head towards election? Can we see their assets, how they spend money, how much they have taken in terms of loans like Dumai Fire? Can we get to see that? If we get to see that, which is, I believe this is something actually, if Africa gets to work correctly, or if we really had true leadership, this is what they should be doing. Let us see your assets, publicize them. Let us see how have you been spending money? Can we trust you? How can you trust you if you can't see what you've done so far? How have you been using public funds, or maybe the funds you've been having, So that's something very amazing, something positive there that I wanted to share. And like just the video is explaining, this is something very rare in the African continent, where you'll see African leaders do this, because they know they are going to be exposed, how they have been using their funds, to nothing. No development of African people, because like I said, they don't forget. Exactly, Keith. They don't forget. And I also see you saying that he told France that to get out, and he put that guy a prime minister. Exactly. We don't need you invading in our matters. We are handling this. Now it's going to become even greater and create so much joy, especially to me, reporting it, when I see him joining the Alliance Sahel state. That is going to be the best move he's going to make. Because now it's going to be 4 countries fighting against the West. I mean, if only Nigeria had the mindset to do so, the people, they should be dragging Tinubu out of that seat. This guy can barely blink, barely. He has big eyes, but he can barely. He's always sleeping. Crazy. But I see Jubadaba says, they pitch to us change while still dollars. Exactly, that is so true. And in Africa, it has been, I believe now for Black Americans, you guys understand, most of the people, maybe I'm assuming, the minority, majority, those who understand politics, understand that this is all politics. Every time they come, all these Black representatives you have, they come sell you false manifestos and end up doing nothing and sitting comfortable on their seats, because now, the white master won't allow you do that. That's not how it works, because you're gonna have to kick out. You're gonna have to become jobless, homeless, Audi car, putting cool, nice ties, meeting great people. You have to become a bootlick and a coon. I was listening to some Kanye songs today on the radio, and on the lyric it said, "This is some coon shit." I'm like, oh yeah, this makes sense why you're a coon. I'm like, I don't know the name of the jam. Like, this is some coon shit. I'm like, bro, makes so much sense. Makes so much sense. But yeah, I also said Jubajaba says that they are psychotic. They don't forget and at the same time, can't remember and accept responsibilities. I agree with you, which is crazy. Because when they speak about constitution, we know, question is, who set up the constitution in Africa? Why doesn't it work? Why can't we change it? All we've seen is what Togo is doing, which is still not favoring the people. It's not favoring the people. Because yesterday I had Dimori reporting Togo has pushed its election ahead. It has postponed the election. And this is because of the new constitutional review that is happening. And today I can see that the constitutional, there's a consultation between the MPs and traditional leaders being held over the constitutional review. So still at the same time, it's not going to serve the people. So long as we have this white supremacy-led politics, if Africa is not going to sit down at one table and discuss its own matters, we need to have a white man involved in between, then we're way far behind. Way far behind. But I was saying, trying to explain that I believe Black Americans right now understand politics way better than Africans, and that's why they keep on selling hope to Africans, and we keep on buying it because we don't know anything better. Then include religion. Shout out to Ruto. We come into that next. And I also see Jibajaba says, is he an organic politician or is he being placed like a Bobby Wine? I haven't read up on him. I'm also not, I'm 50-50 about him. Thank you for asking, being honest. I'm 50-50 about Diomaye Faye. We're not sure if it was really selected by the people or by the system. Because elections, they're run globally the same, where there's always someone who's already picked to become the next puppet. So I'm not sure. If you follow up, I'd say it could be an organic person. It could be truly something real, like, you know, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. Because immediately this happened, remember, he was called by the Niger junta. He's been requested to join the Alliance Sahel states, which you have not seen the answer personally. Kids say that he has already accepted the call, but if he has, that is something amazing. So it could be organic because, one, the people, you can see the mass of the people, the young people. Numbers don't lie, number one. Numbers don't lie. Then secondly, I think is I'd like to say, he's a student of Osman Sonko, who, if you try look at most of his videos, is just preaching nothing but just Pan-Africanism. He's speaking nothing but just Pan-Africanism. He wants nothing to do with no white man. Nothing. So him being a student of Osman Sonko and him becoming a president, then putting Osman Sonko as prime minister, I believe it could be organic. That is as for me. But also CK Williams says, Joby, when are you I'm not. I told you. And the kid says that they don't want to do anything of this because they are all corrupt puppets. I do agree with you. But K Williams says, Jiba Jaba, she got a me. No, I don't. No, I don't. And I also see kids says that they have to show that here in the United States. That's true. And I also see Jibajaba says that, yes, they provide public disclosure voluntarily. Trump was the first that didn't. He said, F you. Of course they won't. It's going to expose a lot of their expenditure from way back. And take care to you too. Take care, Kay Williams. Have an amazing day at work. See you later at lunchtime, your time. Tonight, my end. Jibajaba says that, yep, goddamn, come on. You're getting me off guard with these comments, which I'm not reading. Kid says, no African country benefits the people. They were set up to serve Europeans, now also Asians. True? And you're saying is organic Jibajaba? Well, I'll bet on that until I'm still waiting for me to see a full collaboration of him. That is Buhari, not Buhari, goddamn Buhari. I want to see collaboration of him, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. Once I see that, then I'm gonna say he's really an organic person and he's really working for the people. But so far, so good. I'm gonna give him that. I'm not trying to be negative, trust me. So far, so good. And I also see you saying that cool, that's encouraging. It is, and the kids say that couldn't steal the elections because it was overwhelming that the people wanted him. So if they would have stolen the elections, there would have been a revolution. I agree with you. People really had routed for him so bad. So it was very evident if they tried to do anything fishy. But shout out to Joe Mosquito on TikTok, Korir Nakiko. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kz, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Oh, here is Junagani. Shout out to Tony Joseph. Why are you calling yourself Kz? What's that? That's funny. But anyway, moving on to the next conversation is about Kenya. When you talk about expenditures, rather the spending of these African leaders, it is something very questionable. So news coming in this afternoon from President William Ruto. He says, we need money for evangelism because there are people who have not received the word of God. Even the issue of banditry that we have in the West Pokot, the main problem is spiritual warfare. We want the church to send more missionaries into remote parts of Kenya because some of the problems in those areas require spiritual army to deal with them. I'm startled as a Kenyan. I'm in shock, being honest. I'm just shook by African leadership. It's the papetism for me. I'll read that again one more time, and then I read what is happening with all this money that we keep on borrowing. We need money for evangelism because there are people who have not received the word of God. Okay? Even the issue of banditry that we have in West Pokot, which they fund. The situation in Marsabit, in Turkana, in the northern parts of Kenya, it is very well funded by these politicians. But you can't talk about it. No, you're not allowed to talk about it. You can't talk about it. If you address it, you are going against the law. No, you are actually accusing them of something they have not done. Okay, this is just so crazy. So he goes ahead and says that the main problem is spiritual warfare in West Pokot. We want the church to send more missionaries. I wonder if it is the white people we're talking about right here, or which type of missionaries are we talking about? The same type of Ezekiel type of missionaries, Pastor Kanyari type of missionaries, or which type of missionaries are we talking about here? White people? Are we talking about white people? And the adds, we need to send more missionaries into remote parts of Kenya because some of the problems in those areas require spiritual army to deal with them. We have failed as a nation. You have really failed as a country. No, actually, we have failed as a continent. And at this point, I extract Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, and Senegal, which so far, they're not doing any great, trust me. There's a lot of awakening that needs to be done there. There's a lot of cleansing in terms of brain, dealing with a docile mindset that is yet to be done with. There's still a lot to work on. But this is so crazy to see how politics and religion being mixed together as, oh my God, this is just so crazy. I don't know, can you process that? Because personally, I'm not processing it. It's not fathoming than, far from there. How we need money for evangelism. And we need missionaries to be sent to West Pokot. Why won't we take our troops to West Pokot to go see what is really the problem? Because you are the one funding it. You won't send troops to Pokot to go check what is happening, but you're sending troops to Haiti, where barbecue has really warned you. Don't try. Step here. I'm really phased, being honest. I'm really shocked. It's crazy we keep on being shocked by this every single day. But this is so astonishing, being honest. This is the dumbest thing I've seen for a day and for a week. But that aside, on this other end, the same country that is demanding money for evangelism and for missionaries to be sent to the west parts of Kenya, West Pokot, sorry to be specific, West Pokot. Yesterday we had floods. We've been talking about poor water drainage in Kenya, not just in Kenya, Africa as a whole. We've been seeing blackouts in every African country. And majority of these cases come because, our dams, our swamps, they're drying because of climate change. But we have better ways of preserving water. We do actually. The rest of the world is so advanced. Why not Africa? A question. So it has been raining lately. Majority of the times during the night, we've been having and experiencing heavy rains. Not really heavy, but we've been having really. It's been raining. I'll just say it's been really raining. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to exaggerate it. So most of the parts of Kenya, due to poor water drainage, it's been flooding, including our very dear own roads. So yesterday, there was an emergency service that have been rescuing. We have emergency services that have been rescuing passengers who are trapped in a bus that was swept away by floods on a busy highway in northern parts of Kenya. The bus with about 50 passengers was heading to the capital city of Nairobi from the northern Wajir County. Information by the police officers, the driver had attempted to cross a flooded section on the road when it happened and the bus then became stuck and became stuck in some mud, surrounded by raging water. Some were rescued from the bus roof in the nearly 10 hours rescue mission. Imagine 10-hour rescue mission. Let's go back to just a little bit. We pause on that. How much did Kenya spend for motorboats? Not motorbikes. Motorboats. I don't know, motorboats. So this was on October. We checked this just very recently, Shumani and I, on the Rhythm Scoop show. But I want to go back to it. And we're still asking for more money for evangelism. I mean, are we sure it's going to even go for evangelism? There's sarcasm in it, you know? So this was on 5th. Okay, there. Okay, so let me share my screen. Apparently, there is a video about it, how they wanted to do it. This is just so crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I am easy, kid. What are you guys talking about? I'm very easy. I am very easy with my people. Sometimes it's just, I mean, sometimes it's just critical thinking. You said, kid, come on. Critical thinking.
The Nairobi County government plans to buy motorboats, rafts, and inflatable boats to help in disaster management during the El Nino rains expected to start anytime this month. According to Bramwell Simiu, the chair of the Nairobi County El Nino Task Force, the county estimates to spend at least 1 billion shillings in alleviating the
it's not El Nino. The reason why they want us, now I'm picking this very correctly. The reason why they want us is because they know we have poor water drainage as a continent of Africa. Because so many countries were warned. Number one, climate change is gonna over. There's gonna be a heat wave. It's gonna be El Nino. It's gonna be windy. It's gonna be sunny. But what I've noticed, this is the cause of effect. Shout out to you, Keith, for teaching me that term. Cause of effect, where they put out words to keep you on the know that we already told you to be careful. Find safety measures for yourself. We're not gonna be responsible because we already warned you. And we know we have poor working skills. Literally, we've not delivered a goddamn thing. You know why? Because we can't literally publicize our assets. We won't do that. For you, for your sake, no way. No way. No way. So they do this because they know, one, they have not done anything when it comes, because it's been years, president after president, where Africans will keep on complaining about floods, people being swept away, dying because of floods. Africa always been on the map in every mainstream media. Oh, people are dying because of floods. Majority, it's always in Africa, unless we have unless some natural calamity happens, you know. But it is just crazy, It's been years. Nobody has ever sat down and had a critical thinking that, this is something we, even a kid. Have you seen kids, how creative they are when they're playing with the blocks? They can literally help you construct a whole water drainage out of those blocks. Kids are very creative. If you're very observant, but that's just the truth and the nature of kids, right? But none of these puppets have ever sat down for the last 50, 60 years of independence, which that lady said, it's a high time, Africa, we need to get rid of these foreigners in our country. We need to get rid of these mainstream controlled medias. That's when we're going to deal with the root of the problem, which is them. And then we sit together and have a talk. Bring young mindsets on the table and see if Africa is not really going to change. It's crazy. But let's see how much was spent.
It's to spend at least 1 billion shillings in alleviating the effects of El Nino.
1 billion. But I believe it was more than just a billion, because sometimes they lie about the numbers too. Don't believe these people.
Rains. And as Leon Lidiguna reports, people living along riverbanks in Nairobi could be severely affected by flooding, like has been the case in the past.
Oh, yesterday we were sent a message by Red Cross. Everyone received it in the country. Yesterday, everyone in the country, we received a message from the Red Cross that we're going to experience very, very heavy rains. I didn't even open it. I just saw the notification. But let me see what it was saying. So this was yesterday at what time? It was at 5:30 p.m. Ongoing heavy rainfalls may cause floods in your area. Avoid driving or walking. Actually, Shman even read it on the show. Avoid or driving or walking in flooded waters. And for more information, call 1199. And I mean, why are we being warned? Why can't you find ways of tackling our poor water drainage? Because that's just the problem in Africa. Nothing else. I don't even want to share much more of this video. It's gonna waste my time. Because we know how much they already spent, and they did nothing. They did nothing. They bought no motorboats nowhere. We've not seen anyone operating. Red Cross is here warning us where they should be there saving people. Can you imagine the type of services we have in Africa? You have to take 10 hours to literally save people on a thinking bus on where water level is literally increasing. 10-hour rescue mission. That is so poor. Of a country, of a leadership. This is crazy, man. But that is what is happening in the 254 as they ask for funds. On this other end, we've been discussing, I've been taking you guys through the doctors' strike, which has been going on in the country, if you've been following up. For the last 1 month, I'd say so, because it's been 3 weeks and I think 3 weeks, almost a month, each in a month. Doctors have been striking, demanding to be increased their salaries. And personally, I did advocate and say that I believe everyone, we are all humans. You do deserve to have a life insurance. You do deserve to be protected. You also have bills as a doctor, you know, and you also have your own personal problems. You literally have a life to deal with, you know. And I did say, I feel like the hardest job that we have, I don't know, I think this is the hardest. Even people think plumbing is the shittiest job, but I think, and pardon my French when I say shittiest, I feel like being a doctor is the worst, because you have to deal with patients, man. You are patience and patience in you, you know. You have to deal with patients and the patients in you. You have to be very patient with them. You have to tolerate smells. You have to handle wounds. You have to handle blood. You have to handle someone's life. Like, it is the riskiest and the shittiest, and not in a bad way, but also in a bad way. Not in a bad way, but also in a bad way. It is crazy, but the ongoing strikes are still going on. That was yesterday, I think, or on Monday. I was telling you guys that the striking has been continuing, and the doctors say that they're not going to go back to their jobs, which personally I did. I'm fearing and still fearing for the lives of so many people, like, you know, pregnant moms, people who are probably in worse conditions. Who is attending to them right now if our doctors cannot be heard and taken back to their offices? What happened after this strike? That was on the second week when it hit. The governor of Kenya came and said, threatened them, actually, if you don't go back to office, you shall lose your jobs. And apparently this was not a joke, because actually 100 of them have been laid off. Okay, they say a public hospital in Kenya, in Kenya's capital, that is Nairobi, has laid off 100 doctors who are taking part in national-wide strike that has been ongoing for almost a month. And its management gave the information yesterday. The Kenyatta University Referral Hospital said new doctors had been hired in place of those striking. I mean, you're there fighting for your right, but you've already been replaced fighting for your right. Do you know? Do you know how crazy this is? Do you know how crazy this is? You're there fighting for your right, but someone has been replaced because you're fighting for your right. Oh God! This is crazy. I think after seeing that we need evangelism funds, this is another crazy thing I've seen. Welcome to Africa, you know, or welcome to being an African. The same doctors in Kenya went on the national-wide in strike that was on mid-March, demanding better pay and working condition. Because, yeah, I've discussed about the hospitals. When I talk about drainage, oh my God. So let me pull this down a little bit. I don't have much time. I really wish we could extend this, but I really don't have much time. I came in very late. So let me share this. This is in Korogosho. I hope I'm going to get it correctly. Korogosho. Korogosho. Hospital. Korogosho. Poor water drainage situation. So we had a hospital that was built in Korogosho. I don't know how many of you know. For the Kenyan audience, we had a hospital that was built by Sonko in Korogosho. And then what happened after they built this hospital? They didn't build or didn't create a good water drainage. So all the waste, dirt, everything from the hospital was spilling on the road where people are walking, literally on the main road where people are walking, children, everyone, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, everyone. So the residents raised a complaint to the government for coming, grabbing a land, putting a hospital there, which is helping the people, but didn't put a correct water drainage, which is affecting water, drinking water. Okay? And then you've seen the situation of, because I'm not exaggerating this, you've seen the situation of Kibera, how the water pipelines are aligned and how they look. It is crazy. But let me try. I don't know if they took down the video. Korogosho. Is it Korogocho? Korogosho. I don't know how to spell Korogosho anymore. Korogosho. 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 Slum. Yeah. Korogosho slum. Damn. Okay, so let me try this one. I think this is I'll just try share this one, but it was very worse where the hospital water drainage was just so crazy. Let me try share this one. So you can imagine there's water pipes, literally.
Wanasema ujitengenezee, nao ukigusa barabara kama hii tena wanakuingilia. Ulishika kutengeneza aje? Na hiyo ni kazi yetu ya barabara, so we have been waiting for them but they don't come.
Maji kutoka juu inakuja na uchafu yote. Uchafu inakuja inashiba ile nini mitaro yenye county walitengeneza kwa sababu.
So what she's saying is that the residents of this place have complained about poor water drainage, but when they try actually come up, and I've seen this recently, when they try come up as a community, provide funds, get materials to make the road better, the system comes after them, asking them who gave you the audacity to touch the road. But we have been complaining to you to make the road better, but you won't do it. But when we, the residents, get into our pockets, fund ourselves and make the road better for the sake of our children and our drinking water, it's a problem. They get arrested. Now, this was very recent. In our state, just right in the 254, theft has been increasing. We've been seeing also the U.S. Embassy reporting on this. Theft has been on a very high increase. Of course, lack of employment amongst the youth. What happened is that there's a residential state where the community, those people from that region said, the area said that they did remove some funds, like let's say $10 each, and that was for them to have a gate built that is to deduct the amount of theft happening in their state, their estate. That is what I'm saying, not state, but their estate, to reduce the amount of theft happening in their estates. So when this happened, the city councils were sent to come and take down that gate. And that happened. And imagine those residents could not do anything because one, our governor in the 254 said, that is in the Nairobi city, shout out to you, Sakaja, say that anyone found filming any city council when they're doing their job, they shall be arrested. No one has money to bail themselves out. And this is why we have so many people in prison. because they're trying to shut down the freedom of speech and people expressing themselves, and when they're not doing anything. This is so crazy. These are residential area. This, you can see their businesses set aside there, but people won't literally do their day-to-day activity because of poor working government and governance. It's crazy.
Kuja na uchafu. Sasa ile main mitaro ile kubwa imefungana. Ndio sababu maji inatoka huko juu inafuja. Inapita juu inakuja mpaka pale kama hapa hivi. Si ati hakuja na pai nini pale ya maji ya kupita, lakini iko. But inakuja na uchafu. Kwa sababu ile mitaro yenye itasababa hiyo uchafu yote imefungana.
Exactly. And because of poor water drainage, if water floods somewhere, or if we have, our sewages, when it's raining so heavy, it comes together with all the dirt, so it all spills in residential areas. It is so crazy, and this is so crazy. It's gonna be something amazing if we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna be smiling as a continent, to stop complaining. When we're gonna get to a point where we need to stop complaining, it's gonna be something so amazing, where Africans for once are living without actually complaining. And it's something so beautiful, trust me, and so healthy for all of us. But shout out to all of you on TikTok. Karibuni sana. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Shout out to Moses K, shout out to Didi, shout out to John Mosquito, shout out to Miss Friday, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Well, nakucheki. But I see Moseke says, what's happening here? Is Sakaja aware of this? Aware of what? Come correctly, please. Come correctly. Aware of what? Sakaja is aware of all this. Sakaja is very aware. Number one, let me just ask you. When these people are literally here selling their manifestos to us, you want to tell me they don't know the situations within our communities are bad? I mean, why do they sell the manifestos then? Let me just go back to that to you. If they're not aware, why do you come tell me, I'm gonna, but you don't? How are you aware of my situation? I mean, unanielewa? Sijui kama unanielewa. Labda mimi nimekupata vibaya, but he's very aware. Sakaja is very aware of what is happening in Nairobi County. He's been told. People are filming videos tagging this guy while he's here TikToking. I saw kijana mdogo, this young boy who just met the president recently. This reggae boy who's no one is believing of his age because he's, like he's a pig. Is it they're called what? Pig? He's a midget. He's a midget. Yeah. Is it a midget? Yeah. Huyu kijana mdogo amepatana huyu mrasta huyu mwenye anasikia anapenda reggae sana. I've not followed much on him, but he just met the president. This guy met the president, no job. He was not given no job. Let me our people is also something else. But anyway, ajapewa kazi, he has not been given any job. His life is still the same because yes, it was Juice Yama yesterday. I saw him filming his house full of water. And you just met the president the other day. I mean, how do I meet the president? Then the next day I'm still living in a slum. I thought Kitambo meeting a president, it was something very opportune. Like it is the best day of your life because it's never gonna be the same. You get opportunities. You get literally when I talk about opportunities, it used to happen. I don't know what type of presidency or leadership we're dealing with today in Africa, but it is a very failed one from the beginning, actually, not just today. Those who got opportunities, those through these leaders were really lucky. Yeah, a midget reggae star. Yeah, he is a midget reggae star. He is actually, because I just saw him pop recently. Then he met Ruto. And then yesterday, so I see this guy is literally living in a slum. And his house is flooded with what is like, Manze John, my shayetu John. And then if you know how Rastamen talk, I don't know if you guys know Rastamen do drag their words. I don't know why. I don't know. Manze John, my shayetu John. Manze, yani tushaindo, yani kuna nyesha manze. Nani usiku manze. Come on. We need better than that. Africans always filming poverty. Come on. Moses says the harassment by Kanjo and the upcoming bullies in Kilimani. It is I don't know. I think Kiwaton is gonna skip our show today. I wanna go a little bit more. Will you?
Sure.
Oh no, your guest is waiting. That's gonna be bad. I wanna run. Okay, I really want. She's.
You can go for a few minutes.
I can go for a few minutes.
Because she's virtual.
Yeah, and then Demore is gonna be a little bit late today, so we can. Oh, okay. Yeah. Pardon that. But yeah, it's crazy. The harassment of Kanjos. My phone wants to go off. God damn it. If you're on TikTok, kindly come on YouTube under Black Hot Fire Network. Yeah, sure. I also see, thank you so much for following the host. And I also thank you so much for loving my confidence. And it's crazy. My phone is gonna go off in a few. So if you wanna listen more, kindly come on YouTube under Black Hot Fire Network. You'll see us live there. But let me see if I can crack before it goes off. Oh shit, nah. I didn't. But yeah, it is crazy. Shout out to all the TikTok people there. That's a good conversation. But it is super, super crazy. Let me come back on YouTube, see what you guys are saying. I see Jibajaba says you do great work. Keep at it. Thank you so much, Jibajaba. I also see you say missionaries is code for machineries. Man, and then whoa. So to make it worse, I have one story pending. I don't know if I didn't read this yesterday because my show was really messed up. Before I even move on about the missionaries, thank you for even reminding me about that. So we've been having the British soldiers in Kenya having sex with prostitutes, unprotected sex to be specific, with prostitutes. Yeah, in Kenya. And that is the senior British soldiers who have been accused of initiating new recruits deployed at Nanyuki military base in Kenya into having unprotected sex with prostitutes as part of hazing, thus exposing them to sexual transmitted infections. Only the white people. So those are the missionaries that we're really bringing, because I don't know which missionaries Ruto is talking about. You know, we'll discuss on that tomorrow about the British soldiers. But I also see Kid says, go easy. Joby, can you go easy on African people? They are waking up. I am. Trust me. I am. Can you? I wish I could say the same when I used to hear you morons, you know. Oh, like, man, you know, oh, yeah, these don't calling us morons. But it kind of makes sense why we do have some morons, you know. It kind of makes sense because they do exist. And when you say we can't save everyone, they are among those ones, you know. Those are the ones I'm going after. But I also see Jubadaba says it is harvest time in Kenya. It is of so many things. It is harvest time of so many things. Avocados. I've seen so much avocados on the market. A lot of things actually. Arrowroots. I've seen sweet potatoes. They're on increase. A lot of things, really, but mostly it's avocados and mangoes. But mangoes, it was literally February. It's avocados, yeah, avocados in plenty. And I think also maize and beans, if I'm not wrong. And I also see kids says they haven't been taught to critically think, Joby. I agree. And you're also saying that Legos was my tongue as a child. That's funny. And I also see kids says that the children are being taught, the children are being taught not to ask any questions. True. I do agree with you. And you're also saying that that no major city should have open sewers. Storm water drainage should be separate from sewer drainage. Not Kenya, not Nigeria. Have you seen Nigeria? Have you seen Kenya? Okay, let me come back to my country. Have you seen Kenya? No, have you seen Kibera? Look at Kibera. It's crazy. I believe, but with some people do disagree, actually. Let me tell you, a couple of people I've interacted with who have been in Rwanda disagree that Kagame has done an amazing work. It's just the propaganda of what YouTube on YouTubers want to show. But poverty porn is still also deep in Rwanda, some parts of Rwanda. So we've seen people cleaning the city. We've seen the sewages, the water, the sewer lines being very clean. And I was kind of impressed, and I'm like, wow, sewer lines are really clean. I wish ours was really like this, but apparently they say it's not really over, you know. But I also see kids say that damn another slum job shit. Yeah, that is Korogosho. You don't know about Korogosho, you guys. Korogosho is a big slum. So let me try see if I can find the images and show you. Korogo. Hey, we used to go to the market, me and my stepmom. The slum has really a very big, cheap market of so many things. So many things. So let me try show you the image. Yeah, that's another slum. So we have Kibera, we have Madare, we have Dandora, we have Korogosho. And the rest of the slums you'll find within residential areas now. Biggest ones are the biggest common known are these ones. So here I had some few friends who I used to study with who used to live in these places. I used to go visit them actually. Yeah. This is how it looks in general. It's kind of big. It is kind of big. Yeah, but yeah, that is Korogosho slum. It's part of the slums we have right here in the 254. But I also see the kid says that shit causes cholera. Of course it does. And I also you said cholera or cholera. I think you said cholera, or you meant cholera or coila. Okay, and also Sijibataba says that plus the insect spreading diseases. Exactly. And Kid says, Joby, I bet it's not effed up in that new United Nations resident for the white people. Of course not. Come. Oh, I forgot about that too. Yeah, these people are supposed to come here in Kenya. Bunch of them. So where are they going to be staying? I've not had Kenya debate. And of course, this information has not been discussed by the mainstream media. That is number one. So that's why we can't get, and I won't be able to see any articles unless I go deeper. But I'm going to see. I'm going to check on TikTok, because TikTok is the good to go with information now. You'll find so much through articles. You'll find articles through videos. So I'll try to see where they're going to be settling, because I'm certain this has been set aside the same way we have Rwanda asylum seekers. And mind you, in Rwanda, we had a bunch of already Libyans who arrived. That was last week, but one. Yeah, so of course not. And I also see Jabajaba says, in my area, they build the house plants without updating infrastructure. So downstream it floods where it's never flooded. Okay. Damn. And I'll see saying that Amity Regista exactly. They're saying that Rasta Ganja is their holy plant. That's why. God damn it. And I also see you're saying, look at Joby trying to go long today to talk her shit. Yep. That's me, but I've really taken so much time. I'm coming to the end. And I also see kids says that why you don't plug in your phone, Joby. That's why. I know. I'll need to get another charger. I don't know where the charger disappeared just around here, so I'll just need to get another cable. Shout out to you, Sister Sinovia. He says that the missionaries have been getting coochie out there. Yep. Shout out to the Joker. Audio Karibu Sana. You're saying that, hello, yes, Rwanda is clean. It's not really that clean, just the city. Look deeper, you know. And like I said, I've discussed this with a couple of friends who've been there, physically there. It's not really what the mainstream media, YouTube want to tell us about Kagame, you know, for doing a great job and faking that the people of Rwanda love him. I won't buy that. Shout out to also the Joker. Odia says Kawangware. Oh, you know also Kawangware. You Kenyan? Karibu Sana. Baba Dogo. Oh, shout out to you. 254 from the 254. Karibu Sana. Yeah, Kawangware, Baba Dogo. Yo, I'd forgotten about Baba Dogo. I think Baba Dogo shkanishas with Korogosho, bro. Yeah, Babadogo shkanishas with, because I think when you're in Babadogo, you can get to Korogosho. If I can still remember. Been a long time, but I see Jiba Jaba says, could you do a show on nice real estate, not that slum shit? Yes, I really will. I will. Since you requested, I will do much research on that, and by Friday, I'll come up with something. And that's good to hear that you really want to see that. But at the same time, we gotta talk about it because those people don't deserve. Nobody deserves to be living that sort of life. Personally, I remember the first time I went to a slum, I was shook. It was a Muslim friend who took me there, and I was like, wait. These people are living in a sack. And they're paying rent. It's not for free. They're paying rent. So you can imagine when it's raining. It's crazy, man. It used to be Kawangware 46, kwa msikiti. The Joker, if you know, Kawangware kwa msikiti. That's where my friend used to live, because we used to stay in Kawangware 46. Yeah, they're in some apartments that we used to be there. I don't know. Yeah, but I also see Jibadeva say that, could you do a thank you. Yeah, I said that I'll do. And you see Sinevia says that the Joker, what is Chokoraz? Chokoraz is street kids. Wow, where did you get that from, Sinovia? I've not seen any comment like that. Oh, too many chokoras spread out here right now. Oh, I've not seen the comment. Chokoras is street kids, for those who are asking. That is a slang word that we used to call them. Chokoras. Like, they're just dirty looking. That's the simplest way to put it. But I also see Jibajaba says, thanks when you have time. Yes, I will, sure. I will do a presentation on that. But on the last conversation of the day is about Nigeria. And it was just so recent we saw, who is it? How is it called? It was just so recent we saw Aya Nakamura, the French singer, being attacked by the French people. They threw some racist words against her, and then that was on Monday. I reported that during the weekend we had President Macron, who invited her for the Paris Olympics to perform one of her, famous songs in the Olympic Paris Championships, or whatever it is called, the games. So people from French went against President Macron for making this decision, and they attacked her so bad. And they said, just because you can speak French doesn't make you French enough. There's a video we shared some time back, again, I'll repeat, about the Namibian. Yeah, Keith did correct me on that earlier. It was Namibian. Yeah, let me check. The Namibian. Let me see. Yeah, Namibia. Yeah, Namibian. We shared some time back the video from Namibian women who accused the U.S. Embassy of taking their money. This has happened in Kenya also in 2022, 2021. So many Kenyans complained about their money being taken by the U.S. Embassy, but they're not getting their visas, and their visas are being delayed. But with the Namibian women, they say that, they were told, you're not eligible to have a visa. So why are you eligible to be in our country? We as Africans, we should question that. What makes it that I can't get a visa, but you can literally get the opportunity to stay in my continent? Those are some of the questions we need to be posing as African people from henceforth. In this our end, we see that Nigeria junior footballers have been denied visas to play in Spain. Of course, this is some racism, and they don't want this team to be where they deserve to be, and which I also question, because it's not there where we deserve to be. We deserve to build our very own entertainment industry right here. Let us flourish from right here. This is what we talk about again: controlling of media, information, entertainment. And because we've allowed our talents, since we know we have talents, we've been talented, but the rest of the world is the one that gets to, how do I say, we fail to support each other. That is number one where I'll start. We fail to support each other. We've been discussing about businesses of African people, or rather where African people go support other races, other businesses, other race businesses. Like right here, we have the Chinese Square. We had our people demonstrating about their own market, which is going to be affected by the Chinese Square. But no, Kenyans actually say that, hell no. the Chinese square should be opened. So number one, we fail to support our very own selves, being enemies of each other. And this is why the rest of the world will keep on making us feel something that's, shout out to Ivy Anita said, they always want to put this image about themselves being the superior, being the best, being the only option. And that's why Africa, we've grown up with that mentality of always seeing white is the best. Talent-wise, that is how you see now we have a P. Diddy, we have a Jay-Z, we have a Meek Mill. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that I'm just speaking facts. It's not the first time I've seen football teams being denied so many sports, or even black people on sports being denied so many opportunities. For me, I see it as racism. So we said the same members of Nigeria junior football team, they did deny this. Number one, let me put that caution. They said the Spain did deny this. But the same members of Nigeria junior football team have been denied visas to attend tournaments in Spain, the country's football federation says, and the visa denial affected both players and officials of the under-15 football team and the future Eagles. It said the team will therefore not be traveling to take part in the the Uefa U16 Development Tournament. The Nigerian Football Federation was the one treating this, and it did not say what was the reason that had been given for their denial. What was the reason they were given a denial for their visas? However, the Spanish authorities told the BBC the federation claims were not correct, and it says, our consulate general in Lagos has gone through the case and wishes to inform that the applicants withdrew their applications at the consulate on Monday, 8th of April, which could be a lie. No one has denied those visas. The future Eagles were set to leave Nigeria on Tuesday ahead of their first match against Belgium on Friday. The 20-player squad was also due to play against Italy and England. The UEFA Under-16 Youth Development Tournament, which is organized by Europe's football governing body, not Africa, nowhere, just Europe football governing body, has been held since 2012. It is intended to expose elite junior players to international football and ease their transition into senior levels on sports. If you know Africans so well, especially from the continent, and when it comes to opportunities, you won't sleep on an opportunity, okay? You won't. So they didn't withdraw from the play. That is just some lie that the Spanish, whatever team is trying to say, but they didn't. I'm certain these kids were so excited. I'm certain the coach was so excited. The parents were so excited, because who doesn't want to see their kids flourish, especially when it comes to their talent, especially not in today's era. At least I can see that today we have parents who are supporting talent. So who wouldn't want that? So this is what I'm picking from this again, Africans. This is why we need to discover that if only we create unity again, we can build a lot. It's gonna take time. The problem is that we wanna fly while you can barely even crawl or even barely stand, you know. Until we get fully free to spread our wings, then so. But how do we start? That's the question. You need to start. You can't keep on questioning when you never start. You know, I'm waiting to see amongst the list mentioned by P. Diddy, our African artists. Who do we have there? Rumors have it we have Burna Boy. Shout out to him, the African giant. You know, who you can see his country. He can barely even defend his people. These are some of the things, especially when you are a big star, you should be following up what is happening in your country, so you can help talent, because you are in the industry. Talent. But anyway, as we come to the end, shout out to Kid says there is a whole new resident being built right now. Joby Dimore shared it on his show. Oh, wow. Okay. Now connect the dots again. So this makes sense why we have the Kenyans being deducted their salary every month for the cheap house financial bill, whatever it's being called by Ruto, which is literally forcing people to move from their lands. They're destroying. Could this be it? This is probably not even nothing to do with Kenyans. This is just, it could be for this, part of it could be for these UN missionaries. Let me call them that, because they are missionaries who are coming to have unprotected sex right here. It's crazy. And the rate of HIV is on the rise in Kenya. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to you, Sinovia. Yeah, that is what it means. It means street kids. Jibajaba says, Joby, how about the Mzungu? They say run the length of Africa, but you need a visa if you can wait a year. God damn. I mean, it is crazy. I also see kids say she's African, Joby, just because you and I speak English. Don't make us English, just like she is not French, just colonized by French, just like us. Yes, I do agree. I know that, Kate. I do know that. It's just that I've seen, and I did say this, shout out to our deputy president, who said African Kenyans, to be specific, we need to go outside, get married to Chinese people, white people, bring them back to Kenya. He's okay with that, because he was talking about job opportunities. Graduates, stop wasting opportunities. Go outside. There's so many jobs waiting for you. I wonder where. People are dying in Canada in the streets. Where? Anyway, I do know that. It's just that with that, him saying that, and what I've seen with Africans, we want to learn some, not me, but I've seen people want to learn so many languages, especially foreign languages like French, so many Chinese, and they feel proud about it. It is good when it comes to tourism, if maybe you're under tourism, but, just because you can speak Chinese doesn't make you our own. That is what basically she was being told, and what Africans should pick from that. Stop trying to fit in or trying to please these people just because you do know a word about them, because they don't see you the same. You get me? Yeah, but I also see Jibajaba says that screw them, go play somewhere in Africa, period. And I also see you saying Adbi, Larry sending my son to Europe. I know it is crazy, but Asanteni sana, we're coming to the end of today's conversation. I've gone overboard. I started late, but shout out to everyone who has been with me. Shout out to Jibajaba, Sister Sinovi, shout out to UK, shout out to the Joker. Asante sana for tuning in, and shout out to also all our amazing silent listeners. K. Williams, thank you so much for being with us. Shout out to also Mia Minajuna was with us earlier at the beginning, and to everyone who was with me on TikTok. I hope you guys were able, or you are able. What is it, kid? You are able to connect to our YouTube, and you did subscribe. But have an amazing day. See you in an hour. Excuse me. In an hour on the Tubonge show. Iwaton is coming up. She has a guest right here on StreamYard, so catch up with our conversation. I don't know for how long she's going to be going, but I'll try see if we can, catch up with the time. But much love. Have an amazing rest part of your day. I wind up with this jam I started with. This is Game Time 2 by HR the Messenger. Peace.
Messenger, it's the mother effing messenger. It's the mother effing, it's the mother effing, it's the mother effing messenger. It's the mother effing messenger. It's the mother effing, it's the mother effing, it's the mother effing messenger. Reaching out to all